When was the last time you considered ending this relationship? And why didn't you?
Oh, you're not going to like this answer. Describe the moment you first realized I was truly in love with you.
I think there's two things that come to mind. The first one is when I was sitting on your bed at your sister's house, and it was really late at night. I don't know what time it was. Maybe like 1 a.m. or something. I was hungry. You'd gone downstairs, you'd gone to get some food. You came back up with some food. I just remember it was a chicken wing. I don't know what kind.
Yeah.
It was a good chicken wing. I was eating this chicken wing, really devouring this chicken wing. And you said to me, you were like, I love you. And this is the first time you told me you love me. And I was like, what a moment. Immediately, like, sauce around my mouth and just like, and I was like, what? Like, really just this moment. But do you know what? I love the way you just said it. Like, I think that's definitely something that like comes to mind when you ask me that question. I think the second thing though is when I found out that you had seen everything at Budapest. And there were some things you weren't supposed to see because they were highly embarrassing for me.
Yeah, they were. And
the fact that you proposed after that trip, now not specifically straight after, but the fact that a lot had gone down on that trip that neither of us had imagined. And I think, highly embarrassing. And I think, that's when I knew, wow, this man's really in love with me because he wants to marry me even though he's seen all of that.
That's it, man. We never lack. Even when we're lacking, we never lack.
My biggest fear about us is blank because blank.
What am I scared about?
Us.
Yeah.
My biggest fear about us is because
okay. My biggest fear about us is that we won't break the cycle, because as much as I love the love my parents have, they are very isolated as a consequence of how much they love each other. Do you know, like, I remember being very young and my mum having loads of friends and my dad having loads of friends, and you know, in my community, everyone is uncle and auntie, do you know what I mean? But like, they're everywhere. I've got so many like friends across the city that are like cousins, but they're just like my mum's brethren's kids and my dad's brethren's kids. But like, now in their 60s, they don't have that. And I like watch them sacrifice that along the way for the sake of their relationship. A lot of it was for the greater good. And we have had situations where we have had to let friends go because they were actually demonstrating behaviors that were really big red flags. But like, that really concerns me where, for example, when that was your friend, I was really worried about my influence and like my opinions on that person's behavior and how they were carrying themselves, because I didn't want you to make a decision because of how I see things. If that makes sense, because I have seen my parents do that. I've seen my mum let go of friends because my dad was like, I'm not feeling it. And it's like, I get it. Like, you probably should do that. But sometimes I just wish for more excitement in their lives that I feel they would have if they had more friends.
Okay.
Whereas now I feel like my mum's life is my dad and his friends. I don't know. I want more for her. And I want more for me. I want more for us, if that makes sense. So as much as she is satisfied, I want our relationship to be more than that. I want our relationship to be a foundation of community. Do you know what I mean? I want people to be around. We enjoy hosting. We enjoy having people around. But I don't play about you, and I'm not prepared to watch other people play around with you or your family. I won't have it. So, do you know what I mean? But it's a really fine line. I don't want to be the reason that people you love leave, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's a fear of mine. I'm like, I don't ever want to impose my moral system on you. I want you to always have your own identity. Yeah.
That's a solid answer.
Yeah. Okay. When was the last time you was worried about me, and why?
I'll start off by saying I haven't been worried about you in a really long time.
Oh, great.
Yeah, which is wonderful. I am naturally a worrier. So the fact that I haven't worried about you is a really good thing. I think this was a long time ago, but I think it was when you told me you felt suicidal.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that feeling for you was not new, as in before our relationship, that's, been a part of your life of some sort. So when I was really worried about you in that moment, because I think I still to this day hold so much hope for living and purpose and fulfilling your purpose on this earth and loving people and community, like you said, and so I've always seen that, and I think it's been helpful that I've sort of grown up with a family that have those same opinions and that view on the world. And I think for you to get to such a low point where you're like, there's nothing, made me really sad. Here we go again. Yeah, it made me really sad because I was like, there's so much life for you to live. And I can see it. And I guess in that moment I felt like it didn't matter how much I saw it. Sorry. I wanted you to see it for yourself. So yeah, that time. But thank God it's been a really long time. Also, as I'm aware, you haven't said anything since.
We're good.
We're good, great. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay.
Cool.
When was the last time you considered ending this relationship? And why didn't you?
Oh, you're not going to like this answer.
Sometimes I just don't like things.
No, yeah, and it's fine.
Have to say it.
I consider it often.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
But not because I'm anywhere near finished with you. I have been in really beautiful relationships before where I wasn't checking in with myself, with my relationship, how I was feeling in it. I have made that mistake of just being okay, it was good for those 5 months in the beginning, and we still talk every day or whatever, so it's still good. Nah, I've learned the hard way that that's really not how that works. So I ask myself often, like, am I still in love? Am I still happy to be in this relationship? Do I feel like this relationship is in service of me? Do I feel like I am doing my part in service of you? Do I feel like I am for you? Do you know what I mean? It's really easy to get comfortable and then just keep someone because they make you feel good, but you're not adding to them. You're not like, I've seen people like watch their partner deteriorate. Do you know what I mean? I've been that partner. I've actually done that myself. So I ask myself often, like, what we're doing? Is it still good? Is it still healthy?
I must admit, I really think that's such a healthy...
Yeah, but you hate it every time I say it. You'll be like, oh, no, do you feel about leaving me? I'm like, yes, I do think about leaving you. And you're like, what? What do you mean?
I do, yeah, I know. I say all of that, but like, I do think it's healthy.
Yeah.
We're just two very different people. So
yeah,
my thoughts on that is very different.
Yeah. For me, the journey to forever is with regular check-ins. Do you know what I mean? So I check with myself often, being like, all right.
Okay.
We good?
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah. Why am I in your life?
You are in my life because I really chose you to be in my life.
Yeah, you too.
From the moment I saw you, I was like, I want him in my life. Because you just came off at that engagement party, you came off so personable, so warm to everyone that you spoke to. It was so attractive. And I was like, even if nothing romantically went ahead, I could just see the kindness in you and was like, people aren't typically kind anymore.
Yeah, for real.
So when you come across someone, you're like, no, I have to have you. And I think, I chose to and I choose to have you in my life. You make me a better person. I also think I make you a better person.
For sure.
And I think, like you said before, you see things in me that I might not see for my future. And you want to see that come into fruition. And I think it's so important to, I don't know. You're here because I chose for you to be here and I want you in my life.
Yeah, you put in the request.
And do you know what? You're like better than any partner that I had imagined I would have.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Banging.
Yeah. You exceed expectations. What is one experience you can't wait for us to share and why?
Being parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really hope that's a blessing that comes to us.
Oh, me too.
I think it will be chaotic. But like I only want to experience that kind of chaos with you. So I'm excited about that.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last question. What is your greatest hope for us?
My greatest hope for us is that we really live a life together that's really full and purposeful. And where we feel content. Happiness, people always rave about happiness. You're always striving for happiness. Happiness really comes and goes.
Oh, yeah.
It's a feeling, it's an emotion. It's like, it's not always constant. And I think some people just need to see the world for what it is. So I could say, a life full of happiness, but I know that there's going to be ups and downs.
Yeah.
It's going to be challenging at times. So as long as we live a really fulfilling life, full of purpose, remain God at the centre, and yeah, and are content. I think that's my hope for us for the future.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Forever and 7.
Forever and 7.
If you enjoyed that conversation in the end, visit theskindeep.com/shop, where you'll find more of our products to create the space to explore the relationships that are most important to you.